Hi, welcome to Movie Summary, good to have you here. We never leave you without a moral, so therefore, we advise you be careful you do business dealings with, be clear of greedy people, as they would only work towards your demise even when they are at a winning point. Like Matthew tried to plot against Mickey, who had pitched him a great offer to do him good. The film starts with Mickey Pearson walking into a pub. As he sits down to have a pint of beer, he talks to his wife on the phone. He overhears someone on the other line antagonizing her, while another man walks behind Mickey. A gunshot rings out and blood sprays the pint. Inside the home of Mickey's number 2 man, Raymond, he is met by Fletcher, a smug tabloid journalist who is there on behalf of his boss, Big Dave, editor of the Daily Print. Dave wants to write a piece on Mickey after a recent encounter where Mickey denied his handshake due to Dave having printed a story about an associate of Mickey's who had a gay affair with his butler. Dave offers Fletcher £150,000 to gather dirt on Mickey, but Fletcher wants Raymond to give him $20 million for his intel, which he has also turned into a screenplay fully written out. Fletcher walks Raymond through everything he knows about Mickey and everyone involved with him. Mickey came from a poor American family and went to school in Oxford University, where he grew and sold his own marijuana to his fellow students, even earning a reputation for violently retaliating against anyone who crosses him. More recently, Mickey has been doing dealings with another American businessman, Matthew Berger. Word is that Mickey is planning to leave the business to Berger for £400 million, so that he can retire with his wife Rosalind. Rosa herself thinks Mickey should watch out for Berger, calling him a sly fox. Catching wind of Mickey's potential retirement is a gangster named Dry Eye, who works for heroin kingpin Lord George. Dry Eye composes his business like a gentleman but is no less psychotic than the people he works for. He tries to convince Rosa to get him an appointment with her husband, by gifting her wheels and equipment for her auto shop. He manages to get a meeting with Mickey and try to buy out his business, but Mickey appallingly refuses. Dry Eye then responds with an insult, leading to Mickey shooting Dry Eye in the balls before killing his henchman, and then him. Calm down, this was just Fletcher's joke from his thoughts, ha ha. But back in reality, Mickey just flat out refused and made it clear to Dry Eye that he is not the least bit intimidated by him, and still is the king of his jungle, as Raymond tells the meeting was over. We then get to see Mickey showing Berger one of his hideout weed farms, owning many on the land of lords that he does business with. Kindly like this video and subscribe to our channel. The farm is later hit by a group of wannabe rappers and boxers, the Toddlers, who fight Mickey's guards and record a video of it, which Raymond shows to Mickey. The boys alert their boss, the coach, who is introduced, fighting off a group of punk kids in a restaurant. Back to the story, he then orders his boys to take the video down. And at this point in Fletcher's story, Big Dave has ordered him to get dirt on Mickey's dealings with Lord Pressfield, whose daughter Laura is a known heroin addict, and runs away from home. Pressfield and his wife ask Mickey for help in finding Laura after she goes missing. He sends Raymond and a few other goons to track her down to the home of a bunch of junkies to get her back. The junkies fight Raymond's thugs, leading to one of them, a young Russian man named Aslan, getting pushed off a balcony where he falls to his death. A separate group of punks record Aslan's corpse before Ray and his men chase after them to retrieve their phones. Raymond catches one of the boys and attempts to buy the phone off him, but when he and his friends try to get tough telling him to drop the money anyway and forget the phone, Ray then pulls out a gun, shooting in the air to scare them away and make the boy give up the phone. The thugs bring Laura back home to her family, but she later dies outside on the lawn due to an overdose. Raymond also had stashed Aslan's body in a freezer. Coach then gets to learn that the farm his boys knocked off was Mickey's farm, which pisses him off for their recklessness. He goes to visit Raymond to apologize and offer his services to him. He shows Raymond that they captured one of Lord George's men, Fuck with a PH, who gave Coach's guys the info on the farm site. Fuck tries to make a run for it, after being brought out the truck only to fall onto train tracks and get himself run over. Mickey visits Lord George in his restaurant, and without his knowing, poisons his tea, causing him to violently throw up, as retaliation for going after his business. He also destroys one of George's heroin labs to send a message to other gangs. George confronts Dry Eye and insults him for trying to go after Mickey the way he did. With his back turned, Dry Eye has one of his men kill Lord George, and Dry Eye pisses on his corpse. Fletcher then presents Raymond with new information. Dry Eye has been working with Matthew Berger, and it was their plan all along to storm Mickey's farm to bring down the price of his business when time for bargain came with Mickey. Fletcher shows Raymond a recording of the two of them speaking in Cantonese at an Arsenal Soccer's game, where Berger asserts that his men have more control than Dry Eye does. At this point, we are taken back in the pub where the film opened. As Mickey talks to Roz, and hears Dry Eye entering her office to talk to her, the hitman sent to kill Mickey is shot by Raymond, just before he can kill Mickey. And they both then head off in hurry to Rosa's auto shop. Rosa deals with Dry Eye and his goons by pulling out a tiny gun that Burger gifted Mickey as a paperweight, but is still very much effective. After she shoots Dry Eye's goons, Dry Eye beats her and attempts to rape Rosa. We are cut back to the scene, where Mickey has just gotten into a car accident trying to reach her, but he still manages to run to her office just in time, and shoot Dry Eye dead before he can hurt Rosa. Fletcher finishes his story by telling Raymond everything Burger had planned alongside Dry Eye, in order to get Mickey's business. Raymond responds by having Coach and his boys kidnap Big Dave, drug him, and blackmail him with a video they shot of him having sex with a pig. Quite shameful, right? Another scene shows Mickey meeting with Burger for one last negotiation. After Burger beats his offer down, Mickey reveals to him that he knows all about Burger's plotting, and so he forces him to go inside a freezer until he transfers a substantial amount of money to Mickey, as well as cutting a pound of flesh for Dry Eye's attack on Rosa. Fletcher goes back to Raymond's house for payment. Raymond reveals that he knows Fletcher has been following Mickey for weeks, but Raymond was sneaking behind Fletcher as well. He gathered his evidence after tracking him and has done away with it. Fletcher then hits back that he has given up info to Aslan's father, a Russian KGB oligarch, who had sent his goons after Mickey. Raymond tries to call and warn Mickey, but he was already picked up by the Russians. Coach kills two hitmen sent to Raymond's house, and the toddlers kill the thugs who got Mickey, letting him get out. Fletcher later pitches his story to Miramax, after which he gets picked up by Raymond in a cab. To his horror, Raymond informs Mickey about this, who in turn informs Rosa, and the two have sex to celebrate their freedom. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe.